Good morning, 5th grade students. It's that time of year again where we start to plan for our science project. I know many of you have started coming up with topics that you want to use for your science project, and I have provided you some resources that you can use from the library as well as websites that you can use for your research project. So for today's lesson, I want to talk about ethical use of digital resources. When you plan your research project and you start adding resources that you found from the internet and from other online sources, you need to make sure that you are using these resources responsibly. So this lesson will provide you with information on how and when to use digital resources. The first thing I want to start with is a standard regarding the use of other people's resources. And it's intellectual freedom is every learner's right. Learners have the freedom to speak and hear what others have to say, rather than allowing to control their access to ideas and information. The school librarian's responsibility is to develop these dispositions in learners, educators, and all other members of the learning community. And so with that intellectual freedom, I want you to be able to have access to other people's ideas and thoughts. And if you decide to use those ideas and thoughts within your science project, you need to be sure that you use them responsibly and ethically. And what I mean by that is if you decide to use a source that you found from the internet, make sure that within your science project, you state where you got the source from and you cite it at the end of your project. So what I put together for you today are some resources to help you be able to give credit where credit is due. So our big question that we're thinking about today in this lesson is, what resources are you going to use for your science project? When you are selecting those resources, you need to think about how much of that resource you're going to use in your project, how much of that resource is your own idea, and how much will you be borrowing from someone else. Within this Padlet, I've included 10 resources that will help you make your project stay within compliance and stay in the fair use realm. So the first two videos have to do with what is ethical use or what is fair use of someone else's material. From there, I've also included brain pop videos and other information that tells you specifically what copyright is, how you have to respect other people's work and ideas, and ways in which you can use their ideas included in your project. So in all, there are 10 resources here that are available for your use. Some of them have come from other elementary schools in which they have created a quick one-sheet guideline for students to use throughout their schoolwork. So I thought that those would be especially helpful since we are in an elementary school. It will speak directly to the work that you're doing right now with your science project. I've also included a quick little infographic here that will highlight some things to be mindful of as you're trying to be a good digital citizen. So on here it talks about what a good digital citizen does. I will be working with you all individually to help you with your project. But I want to make sure that I provide you with a good source so that way you are using information correctly. Thank you for watching this video, and I will be meeting with you at your next library visit.